It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. We just gon' reach for the sky. Gotta get paid for I meet my demise. Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Yeah. Tell him I preach to the choir. We just gon' reach for the sky. Gotta get paid for I meet my demise. Yeah. Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. So many times I wonder why nobody gave me the shot. Nigga be looking at me then go the other way. I'm not understanding the plot. I was the one that was breaking the box. Them dudes in front of me picking the locks. Them hoes in front of me hitting them thighs. When foes in front of me sending them shots. Them boys is under me flowing so cunningly. Do it for currency. What do you mean? Growing abundantly numbers and streams. Them labels be calling but I don't receive. I don't respect all that shit you perceive. I huff on my check like a wolf in the trees. If I gotta work on my roll on my sleeves, I clock out of work and get back to my queen. God is my witness, I'm grinding. How does the Indian climate? I cover my wrist full of diamonds. If they diss me, I'm willing to risk it. I'm here with a biscuit, it's aimed at your body. I get royalty checks out in China. Niggas know me to flex on my style. I'm performing the set in Jakarta. If he posing a threat, I'ma line him. Rid of me, fly out to Italy. Y'all don't not rid of me, right with artillery. Y'all don't compare to me, I'm the epitome of the rhyming ability. 31 on my shot, they gon' mill me. Pocket watching, I'm snapping no celery. Keep my work in that pile of utility. Knock 'em out like I'm Tyson or Sicily.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into another Drake story. This one is courtesy of Birdman, and he was recently having a conversation with the DJ that don't spin regarding Drake, and I guess he was starting to get into some of the business specifics and dealings around Drake, around Republic, and UMG. And in that conversation, he alleges that Drake is going to be the next Lucian Grainge. Now, we didn't get too far into that conversation because the DJ that don't spin subsequently ended up muting Birdman as he was getting into more details. But now we have Birdman coming out suspecting that Drake is going to take Lucian Grainge's spot as the CEO of UMG. I don't see how that's going to happen. I think there's a lot of people to get through on the way there. But if you pay attention to his lawsuit, he does implicate not only Kendrick Lamar, which he uses as the scapegoat for his lyrics and songs, but he calls out Avery and Monty Lippman from Republic, who are the ones who deal directly with him. Drake is signed to Republic, which is a subsidiary of UMG. He also talked about John Janik, which is the CEO of Interscope. And he talks in his lawsuit at length about how these two competing entities under the UMG umbrella are basically battling it out for who the successor is going to be in that top seat of UMG. So if there is any plans of Drake taking over that seat, which I don't see happening, but if there is some certain plan of that happening, then he would have to basically remove everyone in competition out of the way, which would basically put dirt on John Janik and co. from Interscope, Avery and Monty Lippman, their brothers from Republic, which are his direct label heads. So he's also going to be sullying their names. Right. And he talked about this competition for that top seat. But I still don't understand how, if he takes them out, how he lands in that seat, because he doesn't actually have a position of power at any of these companies. But leave it up to Birdman. That's his projection. And the DJ that don't spin muted him as he was trying to get further into his hypothesis. All right. We're going to run the clip. We're going to get into some of the history of Republic, just so people could get a little bit more understanding of who we're talking about, what we're talking about, and, how Birdman even came up with this theory. But let's go ahead and run this real quick because it's not that long. So here it says, Akademiks, the DJ that don't spin had to mute his mic after Birdman exposes something he wasn't supposed to say.
because they started off as interns.
Really?
They was interns first. Yeah, they was interns. Yeah. They went from interns to Doug and Mel made them CEOs. Then they started their own. He gave them opportunity to start their own company. They started Republic. Doug and Mel bought into half of it, and they got Nelly and a bunch of other motherfuckers, and that motherfucker took off. Yo, Stunner. And let me tell you something else. He about to be the next Lucian. UMP. Yeah, that'd be legendary for you, Act. Stunner, look like the end of November, so we right on top.
So just as Birdman was trying to give more details about how he believes Drake will be the next CEO of UMG, the next Lucian Grainge, Act proceeded to mute his mic so that he couldn't get too far into his spiel on air. And you saw Whack 100 decided he wanted to try to interject and throw him off from his train of thought. I would have loved to hear or loved to have heard what Birdman's closing statements were regarding that. I still don't believe that there's any possibility of that being anywhere near true, completely unfathomable. But very interesting thought that Birdman has. Now, once again, let's get into the history of Republic Records. Okay? So Republic Records is an American record label owned by UMG based in New York City. It was founded by Avery Lipman and Monty Lipman as an independent label in 1995 and was acquired by UMG in 2000. So when you heard Birdman saying that these guys were allegedly interns and they started their own thing and UMG ended up coming in and purchasing 50% of the company, etc., that's pretty much what he is alluding to. I don't know if they were officially interns or not, but Birdman should know because he's been in the UMG Republic sphere for many years, right? So they say Republic was initially an imprint of the Universal Motown Republic Group and was renamed Universal Republic Records after a reorganization in 2006 before going back to its original name in 2012. And I believe 2012 and beyond is when Nelly actually came to the label and all of that, which is what Birdman is talking about. When Nelly, basically became a certified country artist. Now, Foundation and Universal Records 94 through 2005. These are the early days of Republic. According to Avery Lipman, he and his brother Monty conceived the idea for Republic Records at their apartment in New York. Lipman stated that both had previously been employed by record companies and were in between jobs at the time. They began putting records out as a hobby, the first of which was the Bloodhound Gang's Dingleberry Hayes. Republic Records was formed in 1995 as a subsidiary of MCA's Geffen Records, but soon after its foundation, the distribution changed to the newly established Universal. Okay, so they were under Geffen, which in current times, well, I don't even know if Geffen is still around, but Geffen at one point became a subsidiary of Interscope. Crazy how these companies just be moving around. In January 2000, it was announced that the Universal Music Group acquired the Lipman Brothers Republic Records as a wholly owned subsidiary. Monty Lipman was named president of the Universal Records label, while Avery Lipman became Republic's president. All right. So as this company was acquired, Monty went on to serve as president over there at UMG to work under Lucian. Avery became the head of Republic. So these two brothers, they started the company together. Lucian acquires the company and then empowers one of the brothers to come to the head, and the other brother got to oversee the operations of the company they created. So they're definitely trying to create a legacy of their own within the music industry. I don't see how they would allow Drake to derail that. In 2006, corporate restructuring saw the formation of Universal Republic Records through a merger between the two labels. Monty Littman became the president and CEO of the restructured label, while Avery Littman served as co-president and COO. Other changes were made at the label's parent, Universal Motown Republic Group, during the summer of 2011, which I guess is right before Republic went back to its old name. Universal Motown Records was shut down, transferring its artists to the newly recreated Motown Records or Universal Republic Records. Universal Republic Records became a standalone label, and the Universal Motown Republic Group was shut down. In August of 2011, the restructured Universal Republic signed Ariana Grande to a record contract. This is very important because a lot of people try to make it seem like Drake is the primary breadwinner over at UMG. But this is going to start showing you some of the other associated acts with Republic within itself. We have Ariana Grande, who's a top earner over there as well, big in her own right. She doesn't get as much of the press from urban media, but she be out here killing it. In October of 2012, Universal Republic Records returned to the Republic Records moniker. Just prior to the label's return to the Republic name, it signed Canadian artist The Weeknd through his imprint label XO. Remember, The Weeknd was originally supposed to sign with OVO to work with Drake. He grew tired of working with Drake because Homeboy took that nigga's whole album and turned it into Take Care. So he said, nah, I'm not finna keep doing this. I'm not finna keep giving you all my best music for you to sing this shit. I want to have my own career. So he went to Republic and got a direct deal, and they also allowed him to start his own label, XO. In addition to artist albums, the label has released soundtracks with the Fox, Star, NBC, and former UMG parent Universal Pictures, 50 Shades and Sing, among numerous other partnerships, films, and television series. Republic Records had songs in 6 of the top 10 spots on the Media-Based Top 40 chart in 2015, tying a 2013 record. Also in 2015, the label signed American rapper and singer Post Malone. Post Malone is always on the charts. Every song he puts out, whether that shit good, bad, or somewhere in between, that shit be up there. Right? And all the while, Republic also has Drake, Nicki Minaj, and I believe Lil Wayne. Because I guess when the split happened, the Young Money banner went under Republic as well, if I'm not mistaken. In November 2017, the company was named Variety's Hitmaker Label of the Year. In 2018, Taylor Swift signed to Republic Records after releasing her music through the Republic imprint Big Machine Records for a majority of her career. So she went from Big Machine in 2018 to become the breadwinner over at Republic. Ain't nobody over there bigger than Taylor Swift. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I don't even like her shit. In December of that year, Republic partnered with Sony Pictures on the release of the soundtrack for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And we also know that Into the Spider-Verse is heavily contributed to through Metro Boomin, also a Republic act. Remember, Metro Boomin came out and said heads over there at Republic were trying to get Like That removed from radio. Which is why some people say Drake sent a cease and desist. The soundtrack's lead single is Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower, which reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and broke the record for most weeks in the top 10 of the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, charted 45. Early 2019 saw the signing of a reunited Jonas Brothers as well. Also in 2019, Republic Records was named Label of the Year by both Billboard and Variety. It has been Billboard's Label of the Year for the last 4 out of 5 years. Damn. And Varieties for each of the last 3. Republic was also named Billboard's Hot 100 Label of the Year for the 6th straight time. 5 Republic albums: Ariana Grande's Thank You Next, Taylor Swift's Lover, Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys, Drake's Scorpion, and Post Malone's Hollywood Bleeding also appeared in the top 10 of the year in Billboard 200 chart. So when they talk about Drake, Drake is the biggest hip hop act over there, but he ain't the biggest act in general. Okay? Some of this stuff we don't got to go through, but that's just showing you how powerful this label is and how massive their rise has been in just the last 20 some odd years. So again, how is it that Drake, of all people, opens up a lawsuit, throws dirt on everybody's name, and just becomes the successor to the throne? How the fuck? Come on, man. Let's be real. And just for additional context, this is the group of labels and imprints that exist underneath Republic. You got 21 Entertainment, American Recordings, Anti, which is a digital distribution company, Uptown Records, Aware Records. Uptown Records, that's the same Uptown from back in the late 80s, early 90s, but they've been rebranded and brought back. Aware Records, Beauty Marks Entertainment, I believe that's Sierra's company. Big Hit Music, Boominati Worldwide, that's Metro Boomin's company. Boy with Uke LLC, Brushfire Records, Casablanca Records, Cash Money Records, Def Jam Recordings, Electric Feel Records, Galactic Records, Federal Films, The Heavy Group, Heavy On It Records, which is Nicki Minaj's company, which we've talked about. They're needing to fill their roster. Hikari Ultra, Island Records, Imperial Music, Lava Records, JYP Entertainment for North American releases, which is basically I believe a Japanese or K-pop company. Mercury Records, Motown Records, which I believe Motown has like Migos and I think Offset and them was over there. I think he was trying to get out of that deal though. Monkey Wrench Records, NBC Universal Entertainment for Japan. One Non-Hispanic, Real World Records, Republic Kids and Family, Republic Nashville, Country, Rowdy Records, Schoolboy Records, SRC Records, which is Steve Rifkin's company. So What the Fuss Records, Victor Worldwide. Victor Worldwide, as you know, is Steven Victor's company, manager of Pusha T, now manager of Clips. And I believe, I don't know what his connection to them is today, because remember, the Clips decided to leave Def Jam and Universal as a whole, but I don't know about Steven Victor's his own banner under the company. Taylor Swift, Wicked Awesome Records, XO, which is The Weeknd's company, Young Money Entertainment, Jackson Pendergist, and Ryota Wrong, KVH Entertainment. So these are all the companies that are existing up under the Republic imprint. OVO is not even with them. Okay, they're with Santa Ana, which is up under the Sony imprint. So where would Drake have some sort of executive role to inherit when he doesn't even have an actual company under their guidance or under their supervision? He's just an artist. He's literally just signed to a regular artist deal. You don't just take over CEO position because you sued your CEO. Now, I know there's going to be some Drake fans out there that's going to say, bro, how you going to say what's going to happen and what's not going to happen? Birdman been in the business for 30 years. He know more than you do. Birdman got one of the biggest deals of all time. Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, he did. But it wasn't based off of his knowledge. That's Wendy Day. And for many years, that nigga refused to pay up off of her knowledge and intuition and helping him get one of the biggest deals of all time with UMG. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck. Who said it? Michael Jackson could come back and tell me Drake finna take over. I'm gonna say, Mike, with all due respect, fuck out my face, sir. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That's one of them situations you got to see it to believe it, because this man does not work at the company. He does not have an office. He does not have any actual stake that I know of. He could have, some shares, possibly if they, but that's also another thing, right? Like they were saying that he was trying to negotiate a huge $500 million deal and equity in the company, to which they said, suck my doc. That's also been something that's been talked about, rumors. So clearly they ain't trying to give him that neither. You know what I'm saying? And again, there's a whole slew of people that you're going to have to go through before you could get to just be the, you don't just become M. Bison because you beat the game. You know what I mean? The fuck? And you still got to beat the game. Now, I've also seen some people out there rejoicing because Kojo Asamoah, I think he was able to be served. I think it took for digital because he had 3 active emails that they were able to send his subpoena to. So I guess he successfully received it, which means that he will be having to submit for questioning unless he can get somebody on his behalf to, dispute his involvement. So we're just going to have to sit back and watch as things unfold with this whole lawsuit situation. Slow and steady. This thing isn't really supposed to really start catching wind until next year. So it's going to be interesting to see what types of advancements are made in the coming months for the rest of this year. Because they're going to have to go through the discovery phase. They're going to have to do depositions. They're going to have to go through the contracts and all this stuff that Drake asked for. The contracts will be withheld from the public, so we're not going to know what it is that they find. Perhaps if the trial does come to fruition, I doubt it's going to be public, but maybe there will be some people that can disseminate good information that we can keep track of once that time comes. But this is going to be an ongoing thing for quite some time, man. So just keep some snacks, keep some popcorn, keep whatever it is that you fuck with in the vicinity, man. But as far as him taking over, becoming the CEO of UMG, he gonna go from Republic to just being a Republic artist to being the CEO of the entire fucking company, become the heir to the throne. I don't think so. But y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.